Good afternoon, and thank you for being here on Thankful Thursdays. Boy, did I need today. I need today. And so, Thankful Thursdays. The blessing today is today I pray for you. A heart free of sadness, a mind free of worries, a life full of gladness, and a spirit full of God's blessings. Sweet blessings to you. I needed to hear that, to embrace it, to be in it. I find myself caught in a little bit of a quandary. And so one of the beautiful things about Thankful Thursdays is that it is an opportunity to check in and understand that we are all in this divine expression of creative consciousness expanding. And today we have someone with us that she works it, she lives it, she does it, she is it. I'm so excited and I'm blessed to know that she's a part of our community. She gives to our community in so many ways. And you know what? I'm just going to bring her on. Toby in the house.
Hi, Gino. Thank you so much for that so sweet introduction.
You are absolutely amazing. I've always adored you. When we first met, we were potentially going to be roommates.
That's right. Oh my God, I forgot about that. Wild.
I never forget that. I mean, it was a point in time during the pandemic, and you invited me to your home. And she has a beautiful home, and the energy in her home is just as magnificent as Toby is. And I know you're wondering, why didn't we become roommates? I just need to be closer in town.
It would have worked out fabulously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Toby, tell us what you're up to.
So many things. Can you narrow that down?
Well,
Many
first
things.
off, I want to run your email because I want people to be able to know how they can contact you. Because the
Thank you.
work that you do is so important and it is vital to our world that we have light workers like you that are out there doing the work. And so, what you do at Universal Spirit Center is you bring breath consciousness to our community and you invite your people in. How did you get involved with that?
Great question. Well, I'm going to have to back up before that. I
Okay.
started my personal growth path in 2004 when I was living in Chicago.
Mm,
Um, and I was involved with an organization that was somewhat similar to Landmark. I think people are really familiar with Landmark, so
yeah,
I use
I
it as
know
a reference
Landmark.
point.
Yeah.
So I was learning a lot about personal responsibility. I was healing childhood wounds, and I was involved with that organization for about 11 years. And then I moved to San Diego in 2013, and I was in 12-step recovery for an eating disorder.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, I don't know if you knew that
I did
piece.
not. I did not.
Yeah, so I had been struggling since I went on my first diet at 9 years old,
Oh
and
my God, are you serious?
yeah,
Wow, that's
yeah,
mind blowing to me.
yeah.
At a
Well,
nine,
looking back, it's all a gift. It's part of my journey, and it's
of
what
course,
launched
of course.
into my healing. So I didn't even really face it until I moved to San Diego. And all that time, over a decade in personal growth, I kept it hidden. And I was bulimic from the time I was 12 years old. And so I got to San Diego in 2013. I was 35 years old. So I had been battling with my eating disorder for that long, and mostly in hiding. And so I got into 12-step recovery and I was seeing a therapist. And that really launched me onto my spiritual path. In a way that the personal growth was more of a, if I had to look at them as masculine or feminine energies, the personal development world was more of a masculine energy and
Okay.
achievement and doing, where my spiritual path has been more of a feminine and a way of being, tapping into the divine flow, receiving, giving from a heart space. It just has a
Mm,
very different
mm.
quality to it. So
Can I just
go ahead.
interject this? Because I love that you say, and I think especially for people of color, we feel, and I'm speaking as myself until I learned that reaching for a therapist, someone outside of you that has training that can help guide you, is is an essential tool in our community, in our world. It's not the only tool, but it is a tool. And so I do just want to say that I want to acknowledge you for saying that because so many times people think that a therapist represents something that it does not. And we need to change what that looks like.
Right.
So thank you for saying that.
Yeah. I mean, people stigmatize themselves, I think, more than others stigmatize them.
Yes.
Really. People think that, oh, if anybody knows that I'm seeing a therapist, that it means XYZ about me. And it means that I'm crazy. Nothing like that. And I mean, we're in 2022. Most people see therapists or coaches, counselors, right? Because we know that we need that. And the world is waking up, thankfully,
Yes.
right?
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
So you moved here to San Diego. Did you have the intention because you are a healer? You are a healer in a few modalities, but
Yeah.
that is definitely how I know you and what I think of you.
Yes. Well, I
What?
didn't know that at the time. I
Ah,
was just still very much on my own healing journey. And I had in 2017, I had another spiritual awakening, or maybe my first one. I don't know how many I've had, but I had a very large spiritual awakening in 2017 on a plant medicine journey. And my eating disorder left me, and I was
wow.
replaced with this unconditional love of the divine, and I was on a new path. It opened me up to so many levels and things that I never knew existed or were possible. And so that is really what set me on the journey that I'm still on today, although it's deepened and evolved and expanded. So fast forward, I started doing Reiki in 2018, January 2018. And then in May of that year, I went to a yoga festival, Shakti Fest in Joshua Tree, which is no longer happening. So sad. But that's where I met my breathwork.
Really? They stopped
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Shakti and Bhakti Fest actually shut down before COVID did.
Oh, wow.
COVID came. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so very, very sad. I got in on the tail end of it, but
Yeah.
it was a magical ride. And I met my breathwork teacher there, and I had this really amazing experience. I waited an hour and a half in line outside this hall, and I didn't even know what I was waiting for. My friend's like, "We have to do this." I said, "Okay, whatever."
Right. Right.
And
Yeah. I'll do it. I'll go.
stories, right? We get in, there's like 450 people crammed into this hall, yoga mats right next to each other.
Yes.
I lay down. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, oh God, it's breath work. Oh my God, no, because I'd had breathwork experiences at that organization that I was part of in Chicago, and I hated it because they did like this very forceful type of breath, and I just, it
It
felt
didn't
forced.
resonate with you. It
Did
didn't
not
resonate.
resonate. But this was so different. It was so gentle. It was so opening and expansive. It felt like a plant medicine journey to me. And I was like, what is this? Where am I? And then I dove right in that next day to the 5 hour practicum. And, I haven't stopped. I'm like, I got a very clear message that this was going to be a modality to help me continue to heal, and that I needed to share it with the world. And so I listened to that voice, and I
Wow.
started right away.
Wow. I'm in awe because you are a young light here on our planet. And your commitment is absolutely very present. You are committed to this work,
Yes.
and you know for yourself what this work has created. Now, I know that you currently, we'll talk about what you do at Universal, but I know you also have retreats. I think people should know about those and should be able to contact you about it, because here's one of the things: going on a retreat can really kick start the, a new journey in your life. It can kickstart a new awareness. It can kickstart that which is calling you to raise you to a higher level of
Yes.
beingness. Tell us about that. I think it's so phenomenal what you're
Yeah.
doing.
Thank you. Well, throughout the my journey of learning and discovery, I was trained in neurolinguistic programming and hypnotherapy and Huna, which is a Hawaiian shamanism, and I've integrated all these different modalities into these ceremonies that we do. So, our next one is October 8th and 9th. It's just a one night, overnight in Dulzura in the desert at this really beautiful retreat center a friend of mine owns. And I
I'm
incorporate.
coming. You didn't know that, but I'm coming.
Yeah, you told me that you wanted to know the dates for October. So I'm
Yeah.
so glad that's going to work
So
out.
8th and 9th,
Yep.
I'm coming.
Awesome. Yes. Yes. I'm so excited to have you. So my partner and I facilitate these, and we have incorporated breath work. We start with breath work, and then we do a mental, emotional, energetic enlightenment process, is what we've named it. MEEP.
Yeah,
We call it
yeah.
MEEP.
What do you call it? What do you call it?
MEEP.
Like meep. I love
MEEP.
that.
And so this is a format that I learned in my NLP studies, and I've practiced it with hundreds of clients. I've done it. You've seen it done in groups,
I
but
have. I have.
we've worked on it and rewritten it and rewritten it and rewritten it and probably like 3 times now. So that it's more and more effective for that specific ceremony space in that group setting. And what this is it's about releasing the emotion, the energy of the emotions. We know that emotion is energy in motion,
Yes.
right? And energy is not created or destroyed. It just changes form. So when we don't express our emotions, when we don't release them from our body, they get shoved down into our physical body, into our nervous system, and can create pain, soreness, disease, dis-ease, looping
Yes.
thoughts, depression, all these things, right? So it's so important to be able to have this type of release. So it's a somatic physical release, it's an energetic release, it's a mental release. It helps to rewire the brain and set you into new neural pathways. So we go through and we release anger, sadness, fear,
Mm.
guilt, and shame from the past, and we detach all stories that we have connected. So when we have a story or we label something, we ingrain it deeper and deeper,
Yes.
right? Which is why
Yes.
some people have
And we
things
make
that
it
come,
true. We make it
we make
true.
it true.
We make it
And it's
true in
just
our
a
world.
perspective, right?
Yeah.
And it is
Yeah.
possible to rewire our brains. It is possible to change a memory from our childhood. It
Yes.
is
It is.
possible. And so this is because our whole lives are lived here, right? So a lot of
Yes.
this work is it's subconscious mind work. It is mental, emotional, energetic work. And I love this process. And in that ceremony context, when you're doing it collectively, everybody's energies, guides, spirit
Yeah.
guides, higher selves work together. So it's a bigger process. And then we do throughout energy work. Um, sometimes our dear friend Catherine, who you met this weekend,
I
comes
know.
into
I love
channeling
and
for
miss that I
us.
didn't get a chance to really hang out
We'll
and
have an opportunity
experience
to.
her. I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. So we put a lot into these ceremonies, and even though it's just 24 hours, it's super impactful, right? And
Yeah.
just like you were saying, it can help shake you up. It can help heal, trauma, stories, pain, depression, sadness, things that you've got going on in your life can help get you out of a rut if you're in one, right? And then
Exactly.
we really work on integration. That piece is so important. It's integrating any big experience that we have. Like the plant medicine experience I was telling you about, it took me
Yes.
like 3.5 years to integrate that one
Wow.
experience. It
Wow.
was so powerful. I was like, who am I now? What do I do with
Wow.
this?
Wow.
Right. So this is what, we have Zoom calls every week, after the ceremony to help people, like, what's moving in your life? What did you learn from the weekend? How are you applying it in your daily life?
I
Because you're
love
right.
that.
I'm dedicated to the transformation.
Oh,
I'm dedicated to helping to raise the vibration of the planet.
you are absolutely a light worker, and we are grateful to have you. I see we have a few people, some people on. If you have a question, please, you can send a chat. We'll put it up, we'll post it, and we'll answer it. But with that being said, um, you have blessed Universal Spirit Center with being present at the end of the month every Wednesday. And let me just post, you have given us a beautiful blessing with your healing breath work that you come in and share with us. And we will be there this coming Wednesday from 6:30 to 8. As it says, bring your yoga mat and water. You are a really precious gift in what you bring to our community and how you show up in this world. And so I want you to know that I'm really always in awe of your divine light and how it shows up. So
Thank
I want to thank you. One of the things that a community can do, what we create, is an opportunity for all of us. See, a community brings in all of us and it brings in all possibilities. And you are a unique possibility in working with breath. People don't understand the power of the breath. And it's something we do every day. And if you're not doing it, then you're not even here.
you. Yeah.
And so, in our closing words, what would you say to someone that maybe thinks, oh, they just talking about breathing. They just, because we're talking to all of our, not only our community, but virtually our virtual community. When you check in, we want you to take a little nugget with you. What nugget would you give them?
Well, that the breath is the fastest way to get you out of the sympathetic fight or flight nervous system can happen like that with your breath.
Wow.
And I would like to give people a very simple breath practice to do on a daily basis. I like to do it when I'm driving. I do it at my computer during my workday. And, Dr. Andrew Weil, I was just listening to a podcast with him and he practices this. So you can look up Dr. Andrew Weil on YouTube. And this is the 4-7-8 breath.
Okay.
So it's an inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, and exhale for a count of 8.
All right.
So
I'm
let's
following.
do it. Let's do it
Let's do
together.
it. Let's
Okay,
do it.
great. So I'll guide you. So
Okay.
inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale out of your mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very simple. Do at least 4 rounds, maximum 8, twice a day. That's it. And after repetition, doing that every day, your nervous system calibrates to just start to drop in much quicker to this relaxed state. But if you're having a stressful moment, do that 4 times. That's it. And everything in your world, in your mind, in your perception will change. It
Wow.
will immediately calm you down.
Toby, that was beautiful. I felt it. I needed to have that. Thank you so much. I just want to let people know, Toby at tghealingworks.com. Also note that Universal Spirit Center, we have 2 gatherings and we are now streaming both gatherings. Our first gathering, which is very contemplative, very meditative at 8:30, and then our Rock'em Sock'em Do It at 10:30. So you will find us on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Twitter. I also, you can reach out to Kobe at tghealingworks.com. That is her webpage. You want to reach out to this young lady and you want to participate because what the universe is calling for is for consciousness to rise. And if you don't have the tools, you want to get the tools to rise. And Thankful Thursday is about having that tool. So I'm going to pray us out. Toby, I want to thank you, and I'm excited that I'll see you this Wednesday. Thank you for your continuous love and support, but not only that, for your authenticity that you bring to us every month. I am so blessed by you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Gino. Appreciate you so much.
So, as we get ready to pray out, understand that nobody can go back and start a new beginning, but anyone can start today and make a new ending. So, we're talking about that. We're talking about through the breath work, starting a new beginning. So as we embrace this time on Thankful Thursday, to just recognize that the breath of God is breathing through each of us. This breath is an intelligent breath. It is an infinite breath. It is the breath that can take us to a higher level of living. In this awareness and understanding and knowing this, we give thanks and praise for each of you, how you support Universal Spirit Center, how you participate in the world, and what's possible for all. Toby, we bless you in all of your endeavors. We will
Thank
see you on Wednesday. I thank you so much for being here. Peace and blessings, my angels.
Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.